All right, hello everyone. So welcome to another weekly wrap up. Let's see how we did with the cycle edge timing report, plus the general timing hours and our technical analysis. Now remember, the indicators are up and running now, so I'm just going to use those so I don't have to do anything manually. I can actually get rid of this. The only times I'll be putting prices up here are if they're on the TSM indicator, okay, which is this one here. Normally I put down the 15-minute chart as well, because that's where we enter. Talking about the 15-minute chart, I've got some good news for you, especially for those who are doing intraday trading or want to make sure that their intraday entry at the right trade day, trade hour is going to work out, in a really nice way. I'll give you a heads up on that too. Let's take a look. So what do we have for gold? We had Wednesday, Friday, didn't we? Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's check out the cycle edge report. Where are we? Here we are, Sunday to first. Okay, so this is gold, yep. So we had Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right, so Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Let's do it. That's your Monday, market coming down. That's your Wednesday, and that's your Thursday. All right, nice and easy. Now, nice and easy, I have said myself, but I got stopped out on this one because I was doing a trade. I rushed it. It was right in the middle of a video, and I said, oh, that looks like it's going to break out, which was a stupid thing to do. But we live and we learn. The days went fine. And in fact, I'll show you that, not this one. This is the surprise, which I'll share with you later. I did this in the live video, and it really ticked me off. I did such a mistake. It was right here where I went long, okay? And I was doing the videos, so as I was doing the videos, this thing kind of happened, and it just went pear-shaped, when in fact this should have been wait for it, they sold here before, sell here before, take it there, and then take off kind of thing. So that was a bit of a bad day on Wednesday for me. But overall, if you think about it, let's do what happened. Let's see what happened on the TSM. Remember, we had weekly pricing 32.33. That gave us a price of 4,016, 4,042, which we had put right. 4,016, 4,042 is here where the market broke down, as you can see there, then becomes a resistance, then becomes a resistance again, which is silly me for selling there, so for buying close to there in the first place. Second of all, this zone here, 4,016, and remember we had 4,007 on the daily on a Wednesday, right? So on Wednesday, which is Wednesday here, remember, we had 4,007. Obviously that setup changed because the market is changing all the time, right? And TSM is adapting to what the market is doing. So if you're trading it, all you have to do is just put your lines in there, 4,016, 17. When the market came down, this was your buy zone. Okay, I got stopped out here as well. What a joke that was. And third time lucky was this one. Okay, so why did I get stopped out there, and why didn't I wait for that is a mystery. But I did go in there as well. It was the last hour of the day, and when I checked, if you took timing from me, you would have seen that that was the most relevant one because of 2 cycles, and those cycles were exact, and they were pretty much on the dot. Okay, so that was silly me. What can you do? It does happen. All right, but never mind, it's going to happen. And that's that. So that's Wednesday, market going up. Thursday, market making a high, okay, and then falling off. Now on Thursday, when you're following gold, if you're using TSM, which is my bread and butter, as you can see, I'm just joining lines, and I just know when to sell. On the line, it's going to give you a price. If you're going to buy, if you're going to sell, you're going to match that price, plus you are going to match the time. So if it's price and time, so silly me here, should have been on the sell side. Whoops. Simply because that's it, All right, so that's gold. And on Monday as well, let's check out the hours. Monday was a little sloppy, as you can see. All right. But at the end of the day, you know, they sold in Asia, they sold in London, broke down, and New York, as you can see, just continued to sell off. If you have a sell off in Asia, sell off in London, and it's gone well down, New York will want to, this is New York, New York also made a sale to a trade hour, goes back up, as you can see, and here's another New York trade hour where the market just sells off. All right, that was a good buy kiss there. So waiting for the setup is the way to go. And what we're going to do is also, I'll share that 15-minute chart I designed for later on. And that's Tuesday. Again, trade hours, market breaking down. Trade hours, market going up. Trade hours, market coming down. So it's all working with the hours. Trade hours, again, sold off, sell off. Trade hours, stop sweeping, parabolic up move. Thursday, now let's take a look at Thursday, because you're going to be here on Thursday. Let's take a look at Thursday. We had some trade hours here, as you can see. The overall trade hours for Thursday, the general trade hours, let's say 2:45 in the morning, 2:40 in the afternoon, 7:30, 8:30. So that's your 2:40, right? Nothing exciting. 7:30, 8:30, that's the time when the market makes its top, and that's it. It's made its top. This is Thursday again. Where did I get that 23:30 is a good question. It should have an answer, and maybe closing. All right, let's take a look at Thursday here. On Thursday, that's Friday. So this is the zone. 5 o'clock, as you can see, 140, 940. Let's take a look. 940 is here. All right, so that's your 940 there. Whoops. 940. But remember, it's a 15-minute chart. 940. And what does the report say? All you have to do is just read it, don't you? Look. 940 cycle peak trade hour. Okay, it's a grade B, but if it's on there, it's tradable if it matches your price. All right, so that's that. And then we got 130. Let's take a look. 130, we should be up somewhere. And look, that's your 130 there, right? So nice and easy. Market dipping down slightly, and then we have 5 o'clock, right? 4:56 and 5. Let's just say 5 o'clock for that. Guys, this is your 5 o'clock market making the top. That's it. Game over. 5 o'clock. All right? And once the top is done, that's it. Market sizzling down on a Friday. Friday trade day. It's a sell-off. Do I have an Asia session hour? Let's take a look. Friday, 10 past 6 to 6:35. I don't. That's that zone there. Let's check out the cycle edge report. Maybe that gave us something in Asia for Friday. Oh, it's a shock day, is it? Nice. It gave us, look at that, 140, and obviously 12:30 and midnight. That's not it. Expect sustained pressure, 141. Let's call that 145, shall we? Round it up. That's your 141 there. That's your 145 there. Sustained pressure, making a 1, 2, 3 leg down before the market buys at a zone. All right, does that make sense? It should. All right, so if you got cycle edge report plus your general hours and you know the swing days, trade days, okay, that's how you should pan it out. Now the whole thing, the general trade hours for the week is true for every asset on the market. So just take a screenshot and see how you went with whatever you're trading. That's Monday, that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Also, guys, let me just refresh this, because what I have done is, this is in the archive now, all right, but I have done weekly market timing for August. So if you're in the members area, the full month of August is already there with the general hours. The cycle edge reports I'm going to add in tomorrow, so you can check it out there as well. All right. So let's go and check out euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, what do we have? Let's take a look. I'll turn this into a euro dollar chart. Remember, with the euro dollar, we had shock days: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Let's check it out. Oh, come on, stop giving me dramas. Let's take a look, because we should be down. We should be on the last pages, because it's a monthly report, right? So here should be the weekly insight for, yes. So we had Wednesday, Thursday, nice, okay, and Monday single star, still on there. If it's still on there, check it out. But as you can see, look, it's giving me Tuesday is your critical setup, okay. Peak doesn't mean top, by the way. It's a critical peak. This is where the market is gonna probably chuck a Yui, and that's telling us on Tuesday, right? And so let's take a look at what happened. Let's do this on the daily. That's your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, guys. Okay, nice and easy. If you did it, well done. If you entered on a Wednesday, you still should have been fine. Why? Because that's the first up day, and then bang, you just follow through. I explicitly also made it obvious in the videos that you should be making use of the euro dollar volatility. Not to mention, look at the price on the weekly. When that happened, it was on the line. Remember, I had this for you on Monday, and I said that's 1361, and look where the market bought off on the low of that Tuesday 1361 is here. There you go, guys. At a trade hour too. What a whopper. Okay, trade day, trade hour, TSM price. Bingo. So, also, what did the cycle edge report say? Let's go back into that day. So that's Friday. This is Monday. Here we are, Tuesday, shock day. Wednesday, shock day. Thursday, shock day. Friday, flow day. Just follow the market. If it's a flow day, just follow the market. So as you can see, that's your whopper shocking day. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. All right, so that's euro dollar. The hours are the same, guys. Oops, not you. The hours are the same as for general, and obviously with the cycle edge report. I don't want to go over the whole cycle edge report as well. Feel free to take a screenshot. These are trade hours specifically for the euro dollar, plus obviously the general hours as well, and also the report tells you what's going to happen, highly likely. So when these scenarios play out with your pricing, it's a bingo trade, and that's basically it. It tells you here, look, growth phase, speculation, expansion, liquidity injection. I mean, this is like really, really hot stuff. I don't know what else to say. For example, here it says 508, exhaustion, institutional correction on Thursday. Let's take a look at Thursday. Look, institutional correction, exhaustion coming down. Where do we have 1030? Let's take a look. I've got 9:43. Look at that. Cycle peak hour. 6:20 and 9:45. Let's see. 6:20, 9:45. That's your 9:45. That's your 6:20 there. Okay. What else? 1:30 and then 5 o'clock. 1:30 is up here somewhere. Right at the top there. 1:30. And then 5:30 is at the top there. So it's just exactly, it's just telling you what's going on. What's your price range? If you're trading with us, you know the cause and consequence. So you should be in there here. All right. And that's it. Pretty much. And there's a gap there, small one, but that's actually not a gap because that's your cycle break. Okay. And that's it. Market just going up. So all we have to do is just follow the hours, match the pricing and the trading days as well. It's just like, that's how it is. Okay. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let me open up the cycle edge report for Bitcoin. You can do this for anything, everything. Let's bring it out here somewhere. What was the weekly summary? Let's check it out. So it tells a story here. So Monday, look, Sunday. Okay, so Bitcoin trades on Sundays as well. So Sunday and Monday, and then Thursday, Friday. So let's check it out. Let's put it on the daily. So this is your Saturday today, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. All right, 3 days up. Monday, market makes a high, slaps it down. Okay, so that was pretty much in the middle of nowhere. But that Monday makes a high, which is actually there, Monday. All right, it's telling you here as well. Look, Monday, July 27, an extreme day. Okay, extreme day. So extreme day goes up. It's the extreme of the week. Falls down. Who's going to tell you that stuff other than Cycle Edge? What else I got? Thursday or Friday. This is your Thursday or Friday here. And look at that. Oops. This is your Thursday. And that is your Friday. All right, and that's your Saturday today. And look where the market is buying. They're like on the lines. I think I would have had lines here as well. Check the videos. I made the weekly videos available on Vimeo as well. So you can check them out and see how it goes. All right. I know a lot of people don't like to watch long videos, but if you're going to be serious about your trading, you're just going to have to be serious about learning how this is all working out. Let's take a look at this. You can preview, just preview the damn report. Thank you. And let's see, this is SP 500. So we've got a Monday. That is, what is that? Yes. So we've got Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, this is the 3-star one. So obviously this is where we want to be focused on. Sunday is important because it reflects on Monday. That's why I have Saturday and Sunday included in the report. If you have a Saturday strategical day, then Friday is going to be pulled into it. Same for Monday. If Sunday you got some important cycle happening, Monday is going to be influenced by it. So let's take a look. SP 500. Okay. Do I have any shock days or anything? Let's see. So SP 500, we're looking at Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday. Okay, so we've got a Tuesday gain day. Monday is a routine day, fine. Tuesday's a gain day, Wednesday's a gain day, Thursday's a gain day, Friday's a drain day, and then we've got Wednesday or Thursday. Let's take a look. Okay, that's your Friday, guys. That's your Wednesday, that's your Thursday, and that's your Friday. All good. All right, so Wednesday market crashing down. You could have also taken Wednesday, Thursday as well. When you have 2 days, you can wait. You can say, you know what, let's see what Wednesday does, and then let's check out Thursday. So that could have been that way too, all right, which is fine. All right. And that's it. Hours, same. All you have to do is just check out the hours specifically. This is specifically for SP 500. You see it's got gain day on Thursday and Wednesday as well. So that Wednesday gain day didn't work. Okay, Tuesday gain day. Wednesday didn't work as a gain day, but as Thursday it did. And Friday, its energy just pretty much, let's see, drained out. So energy drained and a push. And all of the hours, once again, oops, not you, there. All right, so just good to know. Dow Jones was like the best one to trade because let's see, because that had a good breakout on the TSM. That had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That is 4 days in a row. So what did we do on a 4 days in a row? We said, well, SP 500's got Wednesday and Thursday, so let's not worry about Monday and Tuesday. Let's worry about Wednesday, Thursday. On Tuesday, though, as you can see, I had a critical peak here. So when we were doing Dow Jones, we had a really nice breakout on the TSM. So I said this should go up because it's clean. And in fact, out of the 3 indices, SP 500, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones had the best setup on the TSM breakout, which we can see right now, which was right here. Whoops, come on, which was that one. So I said you can follow this to the upside, and look at that. It was like, oh, okay, so that setup changed after the market. But remember, this was the setup, right? And this was just out there. So I was like, okay, this needs to go up. It went to the targets. Once it got to the target, that's it, top to top. That's your price zone. It's already done it now. Market falls down. Bang. Wednesday, Thursday. In fact, Wednesday becoming a top and Thursday selling it off. So this was like really clean to do and then sell off. So that was pretty cool. Let's take a look at NASDAQ and call the day. The hours, like I said, are the same. Obviously with Cycle Edge, some hours can change on the day because Cycle Edge is asset specific. Okay, so sometimes the hours here will be different. You see some of them are common, but some of them can be different. So that's why. And if we take a look at NASDAQ also had, if you recall, let's just take it into page, where are we? Not you. I guess we should be here. Also Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you see Tuesday critical on this one, even though it's 1 star, it did say critical. And then no, Tuesday, sorry, 3 stars, and it's critical. And Wednesday, Thursday, 1 star, but Wednesday and Thursday everything was like Dow Jones and SP 500, so we have to be careful there. Okay, so this is your week. right? Monday, Tuesday, market breaking down. Oh, come on. This one, all right? So Monday, Tuesday, market breaking down. That's your Wednesday. Market coming to a zone, one of our zones anyway. Okay, so your target is done. And then market going up on a Thursday. And that's I didn't have anything on a Thursday, but I did mention at the beginning of the week, guys, utilize Wednesday and Thursday because it's common on Dow Jones and SP 500, and they'll influence each other. So having these days and these hours, as you can see, it's a routine flow week for NASDAQ. It didn't have any shocks or extreme stuff, and that's basically it. All right. With the software, I've put them all in the software page here. There are 2 more softwares coming out, which is going to be in the same bundle. All the software is in one bundle. I'm not dividing them up. Whatever you want to use, you can use. But it'll be handy. Let me, in fact, give you a heads up for it, and you can see how it works. All right, so this is the 15-minute chart. As you can see, we still have the same kind of lines here, coming from the previous day, the week, and the month. But what I've added is a panel, and don't be discouraged because this looks big. You can just minimize it. You can take it half down, and you can in fact take it all the way down, so you don't have to really see it. You can watch the chart, analyze the chart. But what it does is, according to market pumps and dumps, so for example, like if we know it's a trade day, from a low, from a high, if we want to buy and sell on a TSM, then what you can do is actually it'll tell you how the setup is happening with respect to a pump and dump setup. That way you can kind of like follow it through. Then all you have to do is here put your TSM price levels and then your hours, and then follow it through. It also gives you targets, and I've done an exclusive, like an indicator manual for every indicator, what it does, how it does it, how you use it, how you're going to use it with time. So all of those things are going to be in a manual as well. So there are 2 more indicators that I'm going to add, and that should be it. The other one is Tom, which is our ordering. Okay, so you'll be able to, can I get myself out of there? Yes, I'll put myself down here. Tom is going to be our ordering panel. Okay, so as you can see, we'll be able to make orders from here. I've got to set this up so we don't have these writings on top, overlays. But the beautiful thing with this is we'll be able to use any time we want. So we'll tell Tom, listen, if the price comes to this level at this time, or in between these time periods, right? Because remember, sometimes we have a range of hours. Sometimes we say like from 12:30 to 1 o'clock. So we'll tell Tom between 12:30 and 1 o'clock, if we get to this TSM price level, which we enter in there, enter the trade. If not, don't enter it. So it's going to have pretty much automation on it. And that's it. Also, it's got some good features. As you can see here, I've done it like, you'll be able to, you can kind of like muck around with this. Your take profit level, TP1, TP2. I've designed this especially the way I trade. So we've got first take profit level where we take half the trade or we cover the trade, or 1 to 2. And then the second one can be like 1 to 5, 6, wherever you want to put it according to your TSM price levels. Or your personal technical analysis, whichever you fancy. And you can move the stop loss as well. Also, if you don't want to see all these shadings, because sometimes I don't want to see them, I just take them off. The levels are still here, as you can see. You can also take them off. You just turn this off. You can also minimize this as well, so you don't have to see it. And that's it. You can just pretty much, put your orders in from there. You can see what the market is doing as well. See, I've got all the context here. about what the market is doing, how we can integrate ourselves into it. If you're good with your technical analysis, you can just bring that down. You don't have to see it, and then you can just put the hours, you know, the general hours, the cycle edge hours. Also, the beautiful thing is it tells you here what's going on. You see, when you have like a stop cycle peak swept, right, the market sweeping a high and then closing back in, you will read this as this is happening. Okay, so once the setup here is done, it will tell you, listen, this just swept. It's not breaking out. So what does that tell you? Well, it's going like down. And this is BTC. So then you can check with your cycle edge. Let's see, Bitcoin cycle edge. Come Friday, that was Friday, right? Or Thursday, I think it was. Thursday. And then you can see what the market is going to do. Look, 315, 445, that's sustained pressure, V-shape retest. It says gain here. Obviously that cycle didn't happen. So when two cycles, sometimes what happens, when a bigger cycle intercepts with a smaller cycle, it'll cancel the other one. So obviously there's a cycle inversion there. But at the end of the day, you know, it'll tell you what's happening here. And it's not going to be like after the event. It's going to be like, okay, you know what? This cycle break swept, so we should be heading further down. So when the market comes down here and starts going sideways, you don't want to be a buyer. You want to say, wait a minute, this swept. We're just going the other way. Okay. Same thing happens at the bottom as well. Look how the market just sweeping the stops, coming back up. So it will be giving us all of that live. And then there'll be a trade on button here as well. It doesn't trade for you, but you can keep it on. And if a setup happens, it puts it on the screen. If you want to take it, you can take it with Tom. If you want to take it, you can take it in, you know, manual open a trade kind of thing and just do that. Or you can just turn it off. Press the button and that trade is turned off, as you can see, right? So let's do this. All right, so as you can see there, it's now turned off. All right, so I can turn it on, turn it off. Also, you can add your other indicators here as well if you want, but I'm not in favor of having too many lines. So what I've done with MVL is when we put the market volume lines here, I've adjusted it so it'll give us only the fresh ones if we want. Okay, so there are too many lines here, as you can see. Okay, so we can change it. We can get rid of the old ones and just keep the fresh ones on the screen, or we can just put it on here. And with this one as well, you can turn it off. Okay, so you can turn it off. That's the time profile. You can press it again and that will turn off as well. So then it's supposed to turn off, and it should turn off. All right, here we go. Okay, it took a bit of time. Why? Because the ticks are a little slow. Okay, because it's Saturday, there aren't many ticks, but normally it'll be on and off. Okay, same with your trend lines. You can just turn it on and off, or if you don't want to use it, just delete it altogether. You can also do your own template. Whatever you want to use was practical for you, but I like this setup as well. By just taking a glance at what's going on, you can see you know, how the week is developing. So if the market is going up and you want to sell, if it's, you know, going up into a trade day, you want to sell from the highs, you already have the levels. You got the TSM levels, you got these levels there. All you have to do is match the time, and if it is a sweep like this, it will tell you. Then you go, okay, that's a trade day, let's just sell it off, and that will be in line with your Friday. All right, Bitcoin. So I'm going to do detailed videos on every indicator, and like I said, I've done a detailed manual, so you can download it. Tom and this one, they're not up yet, probably in about a week or 10 days. I'm going up north on Monday for hazelnut harvesting, so I'm going to leave the summer house, go to the mountain house, get some harvesting done with the hazelnut garden, and then I'll be back home in late August. All right, and we'll catch up there. I'll still do the morning videos as usual. If you have any queries, just drop me a line. Have a good weekend.